Thank you so much for tuning in to Office Chats by Breakroom Buddha. It's going to be an exciting listen. As always, have fun, take lots of notes, and use what you learned today in your everyday career to make sure that you are where you want to be. Enjoy the episode.
Ever been scrolling through a job board, looking for your next gig, and it's like suddenly you need a PhD just to understand what any of these titles even mean?
Oh, tell me about it.
Freelancer, contractor, consultant, fractional. It's like the way we work is evolving faster than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, that is a pretty good analogy, actually.
So to help us all navigate this brave new world of work, we are diving into some seriously insightful career advice from Deja White, the brilliant mind behind Breakroom Buddha, if you haven't heard of her yet.
Love her work.
Yeah, and she breaks down these roles in a way that's super helpful for anyone, whether you are, out there looking to get hired or doing the hiring yourself. So we are going to extract the golden nuggets from her work so you can confidently navigate your next career move. And I don't know about you, but I feel like just even personally, sometimes the lines between all these roles get really blurry for me.
Totally.
It's like, at what point does a freelancer become a contractor? Or is that even the right way to think about it?
Yeah, you're not alone.
Yeah.
That is a really common point of confusion. Even companies get it wrong.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I think understanding the nuances of these different types of work arrangements, that's your secret weapon, right? Whether you're looking to build a more flexible career or you're trying to build out like a really agile team as a business owner.
So let's decode this thing.
Let's do it.
Deja White kicks things off by talking about freelancers. So how does she define kind of the core of what freelancing is?
So she describes it as working on a project-by-project basis, often juggling multiple clients at once. So kind of like a caffeinated bee buzzing between flowers, if you will.
Yeah.
Short-term gigs, specialized skills. That's the name of the game.
Okay, so like the freelance graphic designer that she mentions.
Right.
It's starting to click for me now. So that freelance graphic designer might be like designing a logo for one company and then hopping over to build a whole website for another.
Exactly. And that's part of what can be so great about it, that autonomy is a freelancer's superpower, right? They're their own boss, setting their own hours and choosing their projects, or at least in an ideal world, it's like being the captain of your own destiny, of your own ship.
Yeah. Freedom and flexibility. It sounds amazing. But that brings us to contractors, right? So where does that line get blurry between a freelancer and a contractor?
That's where the ship becomes a bit more like a ferry, I guess you could say. Still on the open water, but with a much more defined route and schedule, right? So contractors are often brought in for a fixed period, say, 6 months, or to tackle a very specific project. Now, they might be working for just one client for that entire duration, or they could be juggling multiple projects. That part's similar to freelancing. But generally with a contractor, the contracts tend to be much more formal, clear start and end dates. And, Deja White uses the example of a software developer who's hired on a 6-month contract to build an app.
Okay, yeah, 6 months, that feels way more defined than kind of the open-ended, choose-your-own-adventure nature of freelancing. So more structure, but maybe a little less freedom.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So shifting gears a little bit, moving away from our boat and ship analogy, let's talk about consultants.
Yes, consultants.
How does Deja White view those folks?
Consultants are like okay, I'm going back to the ocean analogy.
Okay.
They're like the wise lighthouse keepers.
Right.
Like guiding the ships, the businesses, from the shore. So they're leveraging their deep expertise in a particular area, and they're using that to provide advice and guidance to their clients.
So not necessarily steering the ship themselves, but making sure it doesn't crash on the rocks.
You got it, exactly.
Yeah.
They analyze situations, they recommend solutions, they're problem solvers, advisors, more like expert witnesses than day-to-day managers.
Right, okay.
Deja White uses the example, and I love this one, of a marketing consultant who's brought in to kind of revamp a company's entire brand strategy, which can be such a game changer for businesses.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, let's talk about the fractional professionals. This is the one that always throws me off a little bit because it feels like the newest term of the bunch.
Yes.
What's the inside scoop?
Okay, picture this. You need a seasoned captain for your ship, right? Someone to really steer the... Okay, I'll stop.
They're on a roll. I like it.
You need someone at the helm, but you don't necessarily need them full-time, right? Right. That's where fractional professionals come in. They're highly skilled individuals, but they work part-time and often in more of those senior or even executive level roles.
Hmm.
And they might be doing that for multiple companies at the same time. It's like having like a rock star lineup backing you up, but each band member is only needed for like a few gigs a month.
Okay, that's a great way to put it. And Deja White's example of the fractional CFO who supports like a bunch of different small businesses, that really drives the point home. It's like you're getting access to like a seasoned expert without needing to have that full-time salary on your payroll, which
Which is
is incredible, especially for, startups or smaller companies who just realistically they're not going to have a full-time CFO, at least not yet.
exactly. And that's why this is such a fast-growing trend. Businesses are realizing that they can kind of tap into this uh, really specialized expertise, but without needing to make that full-time commitment. So it's a win-win.
I love that. It is a win-win. Okay, this has been so insightful. So let me see if I've got this straight. Just to recap here. All right.
Yeah.
Freelancers are the project-based folks. Contractors have a little bit more structure, more formal contracts. Consultants are our advisors, our lighthouse keepers.
Yes,
And then fractional professionals, those are our part-time executives, in a nutshell.
you got it.
Okay. It really is amazing how Deja White breaks all of that down and makes it, like, actually understandable.
It's so important, though. That's the thing I always want to emphasize to people is understanding these roles. It's not just about, semantics. It's not just about getting the terminology right.
Mm.
It's essential for individuals, especially, if you're trying to kind of chart your own course in this new world of work, but also for businesses. Businesses who are looking to build those really agile, like green teams.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, as you move forward, just think about how embracing all of these different work models that are out there, from freelancers to contractors, consultants, fractional experts, think about how that can actually empower both the individuals and the businesses to thrive,
Ah.
right? Because this job market, it's not slowing down anytime soon. If anything, it's just going to keep changing.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Office Chats presented by Breakroom Buddha. I hope you learned a ton so that you can take it into your own career and make the best decision that's right for you in this season of your career. Stay tuned for the next episode.